Okay. Hi, everyone. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, Harish. Right. Right. Uh, so once I'll get a quick review of whatever we have discussed in my last session. Students who are attending my today's class as their first session, you can collect the videos of last 2 to 3 sessions. You can go through those, then you can plan out yourself. Okay. So last session, what all we discussed was connecting with one, features of C#.NET, not related to any specific version. General features we studied. General features, like in that we have come across with the platform independent. These all things we studied. Platform independent, language independent, language interoperability. Then supports, I said, all OOPS concepts. Then supports to work with database programming. That is called ADO.NET. In that, 3 were there. ADO.NET connected model. Then ADO.NET disconnected model. And then ADO.NET entity data model. Entity framework. 3 modules. Then we discussed that we have support to develop different types of applications. And then we studied supports to work with WPF, that is called Windows Presentation Foundation. And even we have come up with something called supports to work with or develop 3-tier architecture. 3-tier. This was, I said, actually 2 things I said on this part. This is called 2-tier or 2-layered. When I start the topic, I'll discuss about it. Just I'm making a list on that part. 3-tier or 3-layered. 3-layered architecture using distributed programming. Yes, these all features we covered. After that, we have studied about something called Common Language Runtime. CLR is to run your program. CLR is to run your code, to run your program. CLR. And all the things I discussed about CLR. And last May, the topic what we have learned was about AMM and GC. That is automatic memory management and garbage collector. Not in detail, overview part of it. Not in detail. It was just an overview. And yesterday, the topic that which we started as a last theoretical topic over the C#.NET, that was related with something called base class libraries and framework class libraries that you call BCL or FCL. BCL or FCL, base class libraries or framework class libraries. Okay. And in that, I said like to learn last topic, any programming language, we follow two rules. I said any programming language. What are those 2 points? One is called knowledge on rules of that language. 1 point. And second, I said that API required to develop applications. 2 things. I went into a detailed study even on this concept, right? And now connecting with a point that is rules. What these rules include? All these things. Declaring variables. Yeah, rules. Second, use of operators. How to make use of operators. Rules on applying what? Operators. Then how to work with arrays. Rules. Then how to write functions. Then how to call functions, etc. Lot of rules. Just an overview I'm giving. Overview. And when it comes to this base class library, BCL, BCL deals with basic rules and FCL deals with, you can say, advanced rules. FCL, yeah, okay, I'll just give you BCL. You can say basic and mostly used libraries. What is FCL containing? FCL is all about libraries that are used at all the .NET framework supportive what languages that are used at what? C#.NET, VB.NET, ASP.NET, ADO.NET, right? VC++.NET, F#.NET. These all everywhere, all the languages where you find a support we have, you can find this FCL concepts applied. And what is the approach in doing this? This is the concept. Say, for example, I'll make 2 blocks here. One is languages, okay, and second is technology. Okay, 2 things I'm talking about. Okay, one I said what? One I said languages. Which languages? That which we are going to study in our course content. One is C#.NET. The other is VB.NET. Okay. And in another scenario, this I'll call as technology. That would be connected with ASP.NET. Yes. ASP.NET. And what application they'll do? C# and VB will support to develop what? 2 types of applications. What are they called? Console-based applications. And another is called window-based application. Windows Forms applications. Yeah, 2 things. And ASP.NET is used for developing web forms. And one more is web services. Yeah. And when it comes to this approach, so I can say like this, C#.NET and VB.NET, they both support this application development. And when it comes to ASP.NET, this will go with web forms, web services. And whether you are using these types of applications or web form, they both are going to use common what platform? And that common platform is base class libraries. They both are going to use. they both are going to use. What they are going to use? Common platform. What is it? That is called BCL or FCL. And this BCL and FCL are connected to CLR, Common Language Runtime. And finally, CLR will make your application run on operating system, Windows OS. Version doesn't matter. It runs on Windows operating system. This is the concept we have. So you can see BCL and FCL is what? No, common. It's not related to C#. It's not related to one specific type. It's global. They designed base class library, framework class libraries in such a way that it can be used throughout all the languages, whichever are supporting your .NET framework. Yes, this is our last concept, that which is to be discussed as theoretical concept of what? C#.NET. And FCL, these all things, however, I'll cover. FCL, that includes something to study about data types, about conversion techniques, about formatting of data. FCL, I'm saying, because that is common to all things I said. Na? FCL, what it includes? I said just now, data types, then conversions. Conversion types are there. Casting, conversion methods. Then we have something called parsing. We have something called boxing and unboxing. Then we have something to learn about formatting. Right? These all are part of what? FCL. And then when it goes to what other things FCL includes? Yeah, we have something to learn about. Collections are there. We have something to learn about globalization we have. Then we have something related with IO streams we have. Then we have something to learn about networking we have. Then we have something to learn about reflection we have. These all are a part of FCL. Everything, in each of these classification, you have some set of classes to deal with. Set of classes to deal with. Now we are going to learn. Now we are going to learn about what? Our first practical session, that which will be related to Visual Studio. These are all theoretical things. Practicals not yet started. Whatever things needed to learn C#.NET practicals, those things we have studied from past 2 to 3 sessions. Today, we are going to start with our topic that would be related with something called Visual Studio. Yes. Now, this Visual Studio you call as tool or IDE. That is Integrated Development Environment. And I'm talking about this tool. Visual Studio 2017 will be the tool that we'll be using. Yes. Visual Studio 2017. Today I'm going to talk on all these things. Okay. Before I go, I've just shown you. Now I'm going to talk on this tool first. So before writing a C#.NET program, or before developing an application in C#.NET, what we are to study is, remember, they have designed Visual Studio. They have designed what? Visual Studio as what? Complete set of development tool. Yes. How this tool is? Obviously, it is user-friendly. What applications you can develop? For developing what? Yes, let me make one. What? Web applications. Okay, still what? Desktop applications. Okay, still what? You can say console-based applications. Okay, What else still? You can even have mobile applications. Right. All these things can be developed using what? Visual Studio. It's not for one, it's for multiple now. Right. And what that multiple? Web application, desktop, console, mobile. If mobile application, how would you do? Mobile application related, your software should be downloaded first. That Visual Studio will give you that software support. You have to download that. Xamarin, you have to download that software. Then you can have mobile application development using Visual Studio. And before even going further, make this point very clear. Not necessary that C#.NET application I have to develop compulsory to Visual Studio. No, even we can develop a .NET application without Visual Studio as well. But if you want to develop a .NET application without Visual Studio, then you need little experience. As a beginner, as a fresher, you can't develop an application of .NET without Visual Studio. If you're experienced, you have good idea on the concepts of working to .NET, then Visual Studio not needed. Without Visual Studio also, you can develop your application. So question that arises, can I develop desktop application without Visual Studio? Answer is yes. Can I develop console application without Visual Studio? Answer is yes. Can I develop web application without Visual Studio? Even answer is yes. Then why are we going with Visual Studio? This point we never forget. User friendly. User friendly. And now keeping all these things in you, you can describe, you can say like this, VB.NET, C Sharp, C Sharp.NET, and ASP.NET, all use same ID, same ID. And they share what? Same tools, whatever you add, same tools they share. And that will allow us to create what? Mixed language solutions. This is important. Mixed language solutions. It means what? I can write one program in C Sharp. I can write another program in VB. I can link them, C Sharp and VB. Or I can do like this. I can develop a web application using ASP.NET. And in that web application development, I can design web pages. I can develop web pages, and those web pages I can design like this. One web page I can have with C Sharp, one web page I can have with VB, another web page I can have with C Sharp. I can have multiple pages, multiple languages I can design, and I can correlate all of them to run. That is what I mean, mixed language solutions. How do you open this tool? Yeah, one I have shown you was a shortcut. Like actually, you have an interactive mode for this. Start, all apps, come down. We have Visual Studio software related one folder in my machine. Yes, I have Visual Studio 2017. Yes, this is my licensed version. Okay, so probably in once I get your email ID from management, I'll share this software through Google Drive so that you all can download this along with key. I'll share so that once this you install, you can apply that product key so that it's even that product is registered. Right. So here, go to Visual, go to all apps, and here you got direct tool Visual Studio 2017. You got the tool here. Or else you can do like this. What? Either you go in this way or say start run, type DEVENV. Yes, DEVENV. That is your EXE. That is what you call application. Start, run, type this DEVENV. Will also open your Visual Studio. Yes. Okay. And what is DEVENV? I said what? application this. Where it is available, where do you find this? However, it is, I can, if I just say, okay, Visual Studio gets open for me. If not, you can see this application in this path. I'll show you. We'll go to that location where that file is available. From there, we'll open our application. OS, C drive, program files, x86. Then Microsoft Visual Studio, you are here, Visual Studio. In that 2017, in that you have Enterprise, Common 7, IDE, and you can check here. We got a lot of files here. In that, yes, here you have DEV, ENV, double click, Visual Studio gets open. So I would say like this, this is an application and this is the path of the application. Copy this, go to your notepad, and I can say now, to invoke this tool, one approach, start, run, devenv.exe, and then you just click OK. So what is devenv? Is called application. Where it is available is at this path. This is the path of that application. This is the path. And I'm going to cover I'm going to cover this, like, you know, once we understand this tool clearly, I'll have one session where I will show you how to, we'll learn how to develop an application of C# without using Visual Studio. Okay. Okay, this is one approach to open the tool. Now let's close this, open Visual Studio, and we'll learn this process now. Right, start. Open Visual Studio now. And remember, now we are creating a project for our C#.net. Okay, let's see what it is. And along with this discussion, even I'm going to cover the, what you call this process, architecture, like how internal this process is available, how this concept will be working for us. Okay, let me show you what it is. Okay. Okay, now come back here. File, new. If you go to project, it means you are trying to create a project of language. Project of language. If I go to website, it means you are creating what? ASP.NET project. File new project is language project. File new website is ASP.NET project. Okay, so obviously we are looking forward to create a project for C#. So I say file new project, click on it. Yes, now one window gets activated. Here you could see whatever I have installed. And you know something? When you go with the installation of .NET, you could find that software will be of 2.5 GB capacity. I'm talking about a dump like this, 2.20 GB, that to a RAR file I'm saying. And this RAR file you have to extract. And after extracting, you have to go with installation. During the installation of .NET software, it will give you all checkboxes. In the checkboxes, you can make a choice. What choice? Like whichever software that you are interested to install, check that box. Which you don't want, leave it as it is. Don't check that. Uncheck For not interested, check of what is needed. So what I did in my installation of .NET software is I have selected C# during installation. I selected VB.NET during installation. I ignored VC++. I didn't install Python. I didn't install Xamarin. These things was not in my requirement. I ignored them. What is important, I placed them for installation. And what is not required, I have ignored. And if at all, you install complete software of .NET, then remember, you require approximate of around 30 GB hard disk. And compulsory, you should be connected to internet while installing this .NET software, which I'm planning to share with you, as it is enterprise edition and a licensed one. Okay. Right. Now going forward. Now, as we decided to go with C#, so what I did is file, new project, Visual C#, select the language. Then you go with console application with .NET framework. Console application with what? .NET framework. And bottom, you can find 3 options here. 3 options. In the 3 options, it is mentioned something like this: name, location, and solution name. We don't know what is it, but 3 options are there for me. I'm going to talk on them. I'm going to talk about them now. Okay, how many options? 3. Name, location, solution. And remember, in these three, solution is optional. Solution is optional. This name is there, na? Mandatory. Solution is optional. When it becomes optional, if you uncheck this box, it is disabled. It won't let you type anything here. But since this is our first project that we are trying to create through C#.NET, I would suggest you to make this available. Later on, once you understand what about this, let's not talk on that point. Okay, so let me put that choice now. Create something called directory for solution. And remember, here what I would do now is, listen, solution name, I will give my choice as demo on .NET app. Some name I give. Okay. Then location. No, I'm not interested here. I want to keep my solution, my project in my desired folder. Okay. So C:/my data. If you have this folder, it will create solution and project in that location. If you don't have that folder, nothing to worry. Visual Studio will create that particular folder. And I will give this as one more name as demo on C# app. And before I click OK, let me first make you clear about the fact what we are studying about these 3. Remember, here name is something called project name. Solution is also some name I give. Remember one thing: project name, solution name, these all are just terminologies. Broadly, if you go through that part, the broad analyzation to that part, what you understand is project, solution are nothing but folders. They are nothing but folders. So for that reason, let's come up with the architecture now. Okay. Right. Listen. First, I'll discuss this is my solution. Okay. And I gave the name like this, demo on .NET app. Yes. And before I go, remember this is for your reference, I'm saying. When I keep something in ellipse, now, you understand I'm talking about folder. Okay? Folder. Okay. Next one more. I have one more ellipse. One more ellipse. Yeah. And this is my data. Okay. That is also a folder. There, fine. If not, nothing to worry. Visual Studio will create this as folder. Okay. And then go back. Third one. Third. Let me write. This is demo on C# app. Okay. Yes. Yes. Now I'll refer them with all the terminologies. Okay. What is it? My data location demo on .NET app is solution. Demo on C# app is project. Let's put all of them in one different format. Okay. This is location. And this is solution. And this is project. As I said, they are just terminologies. Broad analyzation is all about that all these three are folders. .NET demo on .NET app is a folder. Demo on C# app is also a folder. My data is also a folder, which I have made a choice as location. And remember one more thing. Among all these, solution is optional. Yes. Interested, create. Not interested, ignore. If you don't create this, solution, as simple as that, location will have direct project. If you don't create solution. If solution is created, then you can say location is containing solution, solution is containing project. What is solution project? The picture says ellipse. I said you ellipse representation for our understanding is folder. Yes. How they are? Like this. My data contains one subfolder, demo on .NET app. This demo on .NET app contains one subfolder called demo on C# app. It's like this folder inside another folder. And one more thing. Can anyone say me? Like, this basic queries, like you might be quite well aware of it. Just it's only a small, a clarification from your side. Like, can you say me by seeing this text as well? Can you say me where is my data folder? Can anyone answer to this? I have already shown you like demo on C# app is a subfolder to demo on .NET app. Demo on .NET app is a subfolder to my data. Now my question is, where is my data? Yes, please. You can use chat panel to reply, or you can unmute yourself and you can share your answer with me. Subdirectory, subfolder, any term that we feel comfortable, you understand in that way. No issues. Both are fine here. Here I have drawn in that way. I said project, demo on C# app is a project, which is containing solution. I mean, solution is containing project. And this for solution, my location is a main folder. Now my question is, where is my data? What is your answer to it, please? Either you see this and answer, or general you can answer, whichever is comfortable. Yes, please. Make it fast. whatever you share. There is nothing like like I'm asking you for an accurate answer for like whatever idea you have, just share with. When you want to develop an application through Visual Studio, compulsory these all things to be known. If you are developing a C#.NET application without Visual Studio, then simple, create a folder on your name. Create a folder on your name and you store your programs in it. Over. You don't need to know about all this stuff. Solution, project, location. No, nothing. If you're not using Visual Studio, if you're using Visual Studio, then this is the approach. Yeah, Ravali, you have an idea on this, Ravali? Do you have any idea on this? Kushbu, what about you? Deepika, what about you? Apurva. Yes. Now, at least remember this part. My data is always a part of one more directory, one more folder, and that is always represented as slash, backslash, and this backslash is always read as root directory. Right. Root directory. Yes. Now extension. Let me show you. Root directory. Okay. Now extension I'm saying. Where is this root directory? Now your answer should be C drive. What is C drive? It is just the name of partition. Okay. Name of partition. Okay. C drive, and in C drive, name. What is C drive? Is name of the partition. But never say that my data is part of C drive. No, my data is a part of root directory, and root directory is in drive, C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive, whatever drive. Every drive starts with root. Okay. For Windows, this is backslash is root directory. If someone is aware of Linux, if someone is aware of Mac, if someone is aware of Unix, even these operating systems also have a root directory. The difference is Windows has a root directory called backslash, and those operating systems, Unix, Linux, and Mac, they have root directories as /. This is backslash. For them, /. For Android, 3 /. For every operating system, always they start with root directory. You can justify this. Say, open command prompt, start run cmd, open command prompt. Now cd root, that slash is read as root. It means you are back with like this now. You are in root and root is in C drive. Okay, go to D drive. D drive root. Go to E drive, E drive root, F colon, that is root. Every partition will have root. Every partition. Windows में backslash. If you go to Linux, Unix, Mac, you have // as the root for them. And now let me describe. Listen, I said now that solution, project are just terminologies. They are nothing but I said folders. Solution is one folder, project is one folder. But terminology wise, if you see solution, we have one name, project given as one name, but they are nothing but folders only. And what is the hierarchy? First, project is a part of solution, solution is a part of location, location is in root directory. Now I will define what is solution. Why do we need solution? So you can say like this: solution is collection of one or more projects. Okay, let me describe here. Here only I'll write beside this. Solution is collection of one or more projects. Okay, currently you have one project. One project. What is that project? Demo on C#. I gave that. These are folder names of your choice. Whatever name you feel comfortable, give that. I felt for understanding it will be easy. I gave these names. And extension, I'm going with this extension of the point. What did I say? Solution is collection of one or more projects of same or different languages. Which means what? Solution can have one or more projects of same or what? Different languages. Means I can have 3-4 projects of C#, or I can have 3-4 projects of VB, or I can have few projects of C#, few projects of VB, few projects of ASP.NET, few projects of what do you call VC++.NET, few projects of F#.NET. I can have. So definition: solution is collection of one or more projects of same or different languages. Now one more thing I'll say. One more thing. What is it? Remember this also. Under solution folder, Visual Studio creates one file, and that file is on the solution folder name. Demo on, I repeat again, listen carefully. Inside the solution folder, Visual Studio creates one file, and that file name will be folder name only. So the folder name itself is file name. What is it? Demo on .NET app .sln. Yes. This is the file. I won't keep this in ellipse, okay? If I don't keep this in ellipse, you understand I'm talking about a file. If I keep this in ellipse, you understand that if something I placed in ellipse, you understand that I'm talking about folder. So according to this picture now, / my data, demo on .NET app, demo on C# app, all are folders, and demo on .NET app.sln is your file. Where is that file? Inside the solution folder. Hey, are you all following me? You're all with me only, right? Everyone in the bash place, all the participants. Are you all clear with what I'm talking here, what I'm discussing about this Visual Studio? Is this comfortable? Okay, Khushbu, that's fine. Okay. Ravali, what about you? Okay, Deepika, fine. Apurva, Harish Reddy?
Okay.
Right. Okay. Ravali? Okay. Right. Now we'll go further. What is it? For example, okay, Ravali. Right. Now, another point I'm discussing. What is it? But listen, I didn't explain you importance of this file. I only said that Visual Studio will create one file with .sln extension, sln is solution, .sln extension inside the solution folder. Only that part I said, but I haven't explained you what is the importance of the .sln file. Okay, slowly I'll get back to you on every point. Right. And going further, now I'm going to discuss about, listen please. Project solution is clear this is the definition of solution. Solution is it any is it something technical? No, general point. Solution is nothing but folder. We all know folder is collection of what? Files and subfolders. That is what this point. But this is Visual Studio. These are the terminologies Microsoft has given. Solution. They gave solution, but general folder definition is different. Solution folder definition is different. You see that solution is defined as collection of one or more projects of same or different languages. Okay. And before I explain you what is project, let me first explain you this part. Listen carefully. Inside project folder, inside the project folder, Visual Studio creates one project file, and project file will be on the project name folder only. Demo on C# app dot. Remember, since you made a choice of C# project, so extension of that project file will be .csproj. Yes, this is the file. As I haven't explained you importance of this SLN file at this point of time, even I'm not going to talk anything about this .csproj file. Probably next coming points, I'm going to discuss importance of .sln, importance of .csproj. Because I made a choice during, here, sorry, I'll show you. That window is still there. No? Here, I made a choice, Visual C#. That is the reason .csproj. If I would have selected Visual Basic, then the file would have been .vbproj, Visual Basic Project. C# I selected, so CSPROJ. One more point, please. One more point. What is it? Inside project folder, remember, Visual Studio also creates one default program. Yes, that program will be named as program.cs. Because it is C#, so program file will have extension as .cs. Remember, this is not my program. I am not creating this program. I said Visual Studio by default creates one program, and that program is your by name program.cs, and you call this program as source code. Because in this, though Visual Studio creates this, but who is going to write the code in that? Developer writes, programmer writes. What do you call programmer written code? Source code. Now, keeping this picture, now I'll define. Now I'll define project. Let me put, I forgot that, put that point. Project mandatory, solution optional, I said. Mandatory, compulsory, we require project. Solution you can avoid, but project you cannot avoid when you're working with Visual Studio. Fine. Keeping this picture in view, now I will define here what project is. Collection of one or more program files. Yes. Project is collection of what? One or more program files. That is what you call source code files. Currently, we have only one. I'll show you how to add multiple files in that. Just now we started practical, no? Yes, program.cs. And see, please don't forget, these all I'm not keeping in ellipse, okay? So these are all files. Okay, one more thing. In this project folder, Visual Studio creates one more file, and that file it creates to do some configuration settings required in your application development. Yes, and that file is called app.config. Yes, this is the file. Yes, app.config. File it is. What it would contain? Configuration settings. How and all we don't know, but it contains. File, according to file extension, I'm talking. And because I selected C# project, so my program is what? Program.cs. If I would have selected my Visual Basic as a language, my program would have been by name program.vb. Some name .vb. Because I selected C#, so .cs .cs. If I would have selected VB language, it would have been .vb .vb. And app.config. And remember, along with all these files, remember, in this project folder, Visual Studio creates one subfolder. Folder, I'm saying, please remember, folder it contains. Project contains one folder, and name of that folder is bin. Yes, bin folder. And in this bin folder, it will contain one more subfolder by a name called debug. Debug folder. And debug folder contains what? Compiled program. Your source code is there now. Source code will be compiled, and after compilation, that compiler will generate one file. After compiling your project, after compiling your program, Visual Studio creates one your compiler creates, not Visual Studio, your compiler creates one file, and that file will be available in debug folder, and that file is called assembly. Yes, assembly. What extension? Yes, this could be either .exe or it could be your .dll. exe, executable, DLL, dynamic link library. Yeah. Obviously, mine will be exe only because I selected the project as console application project. So console application project generates exe. But my general point is debug is a location that will be containing assembly. That assembly may have .exe or .dll extension. It depends what project you made a choice. Since I made a choice for console application, so it would generate exe only. Yes. Plus one more. Under this project, one more folder also Visual Studio creates. One more folder. And that folder is called by a name object. What is it and all? We don't know. I'm just writing the names of what all it creates. Object. Okay. And final. Inside this project folder, Visual Studio creates one more subfolder by a name called properties. Properties. Folder, ellipse it is, ellipse. Now I conclude. Listen carefully. What is it not? You feel this picture which I have drawn looks like tree. Tree always contains three types of nodes. Three types of nodes. Yeah, let me say this total picture looks like tree. Tree has what? Root. Tree has child. Tree has leaf. You better call like this: root node, child node, leaf node. In our example, how many root directories you find in this architecture? One only, \. Root directory is only one. Child node. All folders are childs. My data is child. Demo on .NET app is child. Demo on C# app is child. Why? Why? Because child node means child which can be expanded further. Further, they can be expanded. Leaf files demo on .NET app.sln is a file dead end that cannot be expanded. File cannot be expanded again by subfiles, subfolders. No, file is end, dead end, last. All files are leaves. All folders are child. Root is only one. Okay. Now do one thing. We have drawn all this representation. Let me go back to Visual Studio and click on OK. Done. Yes. It's creating now. Yes, you're ready. And you see, everything is available in this view. On the top, you see here, on the top, Microsoft Visual Studio, demo on .NET app. That is my solution. Demo on C# app. It is project. It is mentioned here, project. And we got to have one program. Here, my program name, program.cs. This is Visual Studio created file. Please understand. I didn't add this program. I didn't create any of these lines of the program. I got this program as ready-made program from Visual Studio. I already said you, even we can add our programs into it. Then only this definition is suitable. Project is collection of one or more program files. Now do one thing. 1 second, please. Come back. I already said all this stuff. For a while, minimize this all. Minimize. You want to check this tree format? Yes. Go back. Go to command prompt, please. You remember your location where your project is available? Root. Go to root first. You are in root now. Root mein, where is your folder? In root, what is the location of your project? My data. Open that folder. My data. Now we are going to my data folder. Yes. Visual Studio created this folder now. My data folder. Okay. In this my data folder, you have your solution demo on .NET app and this total hierarchy. Shall we check this in tree format? Yes. Go for it. Go back to command prompt and say tree by F, including file demo on .NET app. Enter. This is your tree format. I wrote full name here. It's only OBJ we have in the picture. I wrote complete object. OBJ is enough. This is not there. ECT is not there. Here, complete. See, solution contains .sln file. Project contains 3 files. You see my picture also, 3 files. C# project, program.cs, app.conf. Yes, 3 files. 1, 2, 3. Line is not drawn, file. Line is drawn, folder. Bin is a folder. Yes, bin is a folder. Bin has debug folder. Yes, debug folder. Object also has internal many things. I didn't write because these all I'm supposed to write. That's the reason I just have ignored it. Okay, just simply said OBJ properties. Actually, OBJ contains debug folder. Properties contains again one file, and the debug folder. Again, we have one more folder called temp.p. What did I write to see this? Tree by F. You want only folders? Remove F then. Only folders. Folder hierarchy. You want to see files? Then go for it. Tree by F. Including files by F. And this hierarchy, always remember, please, always remember, in operating system, any operating system, not related to Windows and DOS, any operating system, always files and directories internally, they are arranged in tree format. That is what they call hierarchical format. HIERARCHICAL. Hierarchical format. Tree format. This is tree format of my solution. If you see the tree format of my C drive, oh, that goes quite a very big tree. This is tree format of my C drive. Terminate, Control C. Go back to your location, CD, my data. Tree by F, demo on .NET app. That is my solution folder name. Yes, this is the hierarchy of my created .NET project. Yes, so from my end, I'm done. You have any questions to ask me? Go ahead. Till then, I'll stop recording.